Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Short Film Saturday, where today we'll be looking at a short film called Text. As I mentioned before, this episode of Short Film Saturday is about the film Text. It follows a young woman by the name of Kelly who is house sitting for her friend Liv, and over the course of the film is texting said friend as well as getting texts from her ex-boyfriend that she broke up with. The film is meant to be a silent horror film. It didn't really feel that scary. Something they probably could have worked on a little bit more with the scripting and maybe a bit of the editing and maybe a bit of the acting to help get the horror genre more prevalent, because the film just seems a little bit silly, and if it's meant to be silent, I don't know, it's like while they did have some sound of the phones texting, I found it took away from the horror of the film rather than adding to anything during the film. The setting of the film takes place mostly inside the house that Kelly is house sitting for, and is mostly early evening as it's mostly seen to be dark outside. From what I could tell of the film through some of the shots, didn't really seem like as if Kelly's friend really lived there, as there didn't seem to be like photos or anything on the wall of her family or something of the sort that made the film really homely. While there are also some like furniture and appliances there, it just sort of feels that some of the appliances are just sort of put there and not plugged in, from what I could tell, and some of the furniture just seems to be sort of placed there in attempts to make it look like as if someone lives there, but that's just my impression from what I could see. I didn't think the acting in this film was really that crash hot either, particularly with the female that played Kelly. Some of her expressions with being scared didn't really seem that authentic, and when she was meant to be choking, it just seemed rather fake to me, rather than being convincing, oh yeah, she is choking and now she's dead because she choked to death. And I found the acting from the friend Liv, I think it was, it seemed a little bit off when she appeared at the end of the film and just sort of stood over her friend, just sort of smiling oddly. I don't understand fully what her motivation was meant to be in terms of that. Was she laughing or smiling because she managed to kill her friend? Did she put something in the food to make her friend choke? It just seems a little bit off to me. I didn't find the camera work or lighting to be overly great either. With some of the lighting, they seem to use the lights that were in the house, and some of the camera work was okay but could have been better, particularly when Kelly was taking the selfie shot. The camera was a bit too high and really isn't the best selfie I've seen, and is not one that someone would really send to a friend, being up at the height that it was. And I found that with the texting that we see on screen doesn't always match up with the text messages that are appearing in terms of texting and sending them. That sort of works hand in hand with the editing as well, something that they could have worked on a little bit better. The editing was okay for the most part, but again could have done with a bit more work. I found with the sound design that they probably could have avoided using the text message sounds, because as I mentioned before, I found that those sounds sort of took away from the experience that the audience could have had, and the experience that the filmmakers were wanting the audience to have. It's probably something that they can work on for next time when they're trying to do a horror film. Overall, I didn't think it was the greatest film, and I'm giving it a 1.5 out of 5, but as always I'll be leaving a link to the film below for you guys to check out if you'd like. Thanks guys for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you'd like to see a short film reviewed, please leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get to it.